All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Married but emotionally alone. My silent struggle. I thought we should finish this live stream today by responding to one of our comments. So I'm going to read it and then make a commentary on it, and then we'll call it a day. I appreciate you for being here, either as a replay, a rebroadcast. I appreciate you. So please do me a favor, hit the like buttons. Thank you. Thank you for joining the Prestige family and being a part of all of this. Okay. Married but emotionally alone. So I'm going to read the comments and then we'll take it from there. All right. The person wanted me to conceal their handle, so I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to read. So somebody said, my husband is exactly like you are describing. So we did a show called Daddy. No. All right. I'll leave it alone. I don't want you guys to go looking for the comments. Anyway, my husband is exactly like you're describing. He is emotionless. He says he's a straight shooter. You know, men say they're a straight shooter. I just tell it like it is. Women do say that too, by the way. They say, oh, I'm just a blunt person. There's a good chance you're just a rude person, just so you know, okay? But I won't tell on you until I catch you like this. If I catch you like this, you do like this and you escape. So, but if you're calling yourself, I'm just a blunt straight shooter. I feel like I see a lot of women say that, but men do say that from the standpoint of saying they're just a manly man. So I call it like it is. Me, I don't call it like it is. I'm the one that's lying. Okay, continue. Anyway, so she's saying husband is exactly like I described, a straight shooter. He says things as it is. She said, I am exhausted. I just keep quiet because anything becomes argument. He's clearly caught up in his emotions, because a man who argues extensively with a woman is an emotional man. You can write that down and take that to the bank, okay? You as a man, you find yourself always in argument with your girl. I don't know what always means to you, but if other people can call it always, it's probably always. You are an emotional being. That's number one. All of us are emotional beings, but you are caught up in your emotions, which is not good. Being an emotional being is just what it is. It's neither good nor bad. Getting caught up in your emotions is not what you want to be, not especially as a man. Anyway, so anything becomes argument. Nothing one suggests makes sense to him. It's tough to study him. This is a very tricky one. The idea is not to be studying him. Okay? There is a difference between studying him and having the active listening skills. The active listening skills is not just something that you do with your husband. You do it with anybody you interact with. It's a skill set that will pay you lots and lots and lots and lots of money, but will give you lots and lots and lots of mental health stability. Like you can't be bothered. As in, like, peace of mind is written on your forehead, right? Active listening. Studying is like active work that you probably can't sustain. You will just get exhausted studying people. So I don't really teach people to be studying people. This, maybe in terms of interpretation, there's a fine line between studying people. It just sounds very stressful, right? And active listening is something you do from a place of rest. It's a place of abundance. You know that you don't have to have all the answers. You're just looking to learn. You're looking to learn something new. What is there to learn? You should learn everything before marriage. You're lying to yourself. You're a liar, like the rest of us. It's unrealistic. Most of the things you're going to learn about your spouse is after the wedding. Okay? That's the reality. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do premarital counseling. Get to know them. But get to know them is not the same thing as interrogating or studying them. Okay? You should be having fun. If you don't feel safe, you don't feel like it's fun, it's probably not fun and you probably shouldn't be in it. Okay. So, she said, if I'm trying to start a conversation, he responds with one word. or two most times. Okay, so he's exhausted. He's caught up in his feelings. Number one, just because somebody is silent doesn't mean, right? But if somebody's responding one word, two word, that means they're kind of tired. They don't, they don't want to engage, right? Now that would be with respect to, what was that person always like that? When he was in love with you, when he couldn't wait to bring you home as his wife, was he like that? We need to go back to that. That person is the person you're looking for. Okay, that's the person that you're looking for. That person that feels so safe around you, and they could still be two words, but that's maybe they're a man of a few words. If that's really who he is, he's always been that guy. He didn't change on you. But if you're noticing it right now, you're putting that in the same context of arguments, or is a straight shooter, or is using as an excuse not to engage you, because she continues here, she's saying some more stuff right here, then you have to pay attention to that. But pay attention does not mean study, it just, like, that is a sign, a telltale sign that it doesn't mean it's not emotional person. It just means it's shutting down. Said we hardly said she said if I'm trying to start a conversation, you respond, okay, we hardly have conversations. I am emotionally drained. A complete narcissist. All right. I'll let that slide. He's devoid of love. So I understand he's not able to give it. These are the result of studying people and not listening. Okay, this is your husband, so I'm not sure you can simplify it into he's devoid of love, so he cannot give it. I'm not sure. Now, personally, I can't disagree with you. I would like to know a little bit more of the story, right? She said he believes buying you something will shut you up and you don't have the right to complain. So he cares, okay, but he doesn't want to talk. But was he always like that, or something changed at some point? Or is this see finish, or does it think it can take you for granted? How much energy exactly? What does it look like when you're studying him? What does that look like? Are you watching from afar? I wonder what that looks like. Or be you engaged in an argument? What exactly does that look like? I would need to know more. Meanwhile, I'm not jobless, so I do 80% house chores. He is just emotionally unavailable. He lacks emotional intelligence. All right. So all of these are diagnoses. I believe you, but it doesn't tell us much. I like to know how these things play out in real life. I need to know the real stories. I need to hear more of things like he answers one word or two words. I would like to see example of that. Right? I would like to see example so we can teach you how to respond to that. Responding to that doesn't mean words. For the most part, it doesn't mean words, okay? It's a lot more than just your words. But anyway, he lacks emotional intelligence. I'm exhausted. I would have subscribed for your session. Oh yes, you can book a session with me after you download my book at manofprestige.com. There's some stages you have to go through. You have to get the course and all that kind of stuff, and then somewhere there you find how to book a session with me. But you have to go through my program first. All right. So I would have subscribed for your session, but trust me, he won't attend. So this is one of the people that assume that they need their partner before they can work on their relationship, right? But what do you mean? Doesn't it take two to tango? Yeah, it's a tango. That means there's a dance, right? But it took somebody to ask for your hand in a dance before you join the dance. You weren't born on the same day, and then one day simultaneously God was raising this person as a twin here and a twin here, and then simultaneously you're coming, and then it takes two to tango, and then you fight. That's not how it works, right? People had all kind of lives and stuff like that. One day somebody asked somebody out, and right, why would you want to wait for your partner before you work on yourself and your own skills? It makes sense when you say it takes two to tango, but it doesn't make sense suddenly. If you're saying I'm exhausted, why would you want to wait for the other person before you unexhaust yourself? Because we're a couple, it's not fair for one person to work on it. Yes, that's the kind of stuff you hear on social media, but it's not fair for you to wait on the other person before you work for yourself, before you work on yourself. It's not, how is that fair to you? See, this whole fairness thing is discombobulated. Anyway, I'll leave it alone. But the answer to that, if it's a question at all, I doubt if it's a question. None of this is a question, but let's just help you make it a question, because other people might have the question. You don't have to wait for your partner before you work on yourself, so you can attract the kind of relationship you're looking for, so you can attract the kind of interactions you're looking for. Because at the end of the day, you can't force these things. You will be attracting what you're attracting if you stay being the same person. So that's that for that. He won't attend. It's not relevant. Okay, he shouldn't attend. You shouldn't be able to manipulate him to attend any kind of sessions with anybody. Okay, why? Because there's no reason for him to attend. It's not a painful experience for him to say no to you. He will continue to say no to you, right? There's nothing. What take me to what happened? What, you go and seek your own session. Let me guess. I think she said something to that effect here. He won't attend. I know this because I have brought it up before. So she brought up counseling. Let's attend counseling. And what did he say? He said he doesn't have time for that. I should be the one to go fix myself. I am one of the guys that said that in the past, until it was almost too late. So I can relate with him, because it's not there. See finish. See you for granted for many reasons. Maybe he's busy with work. Maybe he's stressed out at work. Maybe he's just a narcissistic person, as you said. Well, for whatever reason, he doesn't see, there's no value in him following you to a session. It's not a right or wrong. He doesn't see the value, right? Well, you talk to your brother to see the value. Okay, brother, see the value. Now let's go back to you being exhausted. Do you want to count on that? That's not fair to you, right? Why would you want to wait? That, remember, the idea is not that you do relationship by yourself, but you should understand that the reality is that it takes one person to influence the other person. There's attraction that has to play out here. You have to gain your power back. What about your seductive skills? Do you even know what that is? Well, this is duty. Marriage should be about duty, is it? Is yours about duty? I don't think so, based on this story, right? When people feel like they can take you for granted, even if it's wrong, that's exactly what they would do. It's not an intentional thing. It's mostly subconscious. They're trying to cope with life. Life is tough. Life is difficult. And sometimes they do bad behavior to cope, including potentially throwing their whole family away. It's sad, but it's true. So the guy will now say, he said he doesn't have time for that, that I should be the one to go fix myself, because he thinks you're the one with the problems. Is it right? I think it's wrong, but it doesn't matter, because if my wife is wrong, that makes me wrong. Does he know that? He clearly doesn't know that. Could you go and just tell him now and say, hey, if your wife is wrong, that means you're wrong too. We're gonna try it. Let's see how it works. Right? Because people's feelings are always what is operating at any point in time. Okay, so he's just gonna get caught up in, or maybe take it as disrespect and say, that's what I've been telling you. You're just so disrespectful. You're like, disrespectful? Me, that I haven't spoken for like 20 days because I'm just trying to study you and I don't understand anymore and I'm exhausted. So now you hold in the resentment. Guess what? Because if you can't talk to him, you don't feel like friends in the same household. You don't feel safe. You're going to bottle in a lot of your feelings, and it's not a healthy place to be, right? All right. He said he doesn't have time for that. I should be the one to go fix myself. I just smile because I know someday I am gone. Just because you're gone is not the end of it. You know, everywhere you go, there you are, right? Are you responsible for this? Remember what I said about attraction, seduction, attraction, influence? Yes, you are influencing him to behave the way he's behaving. It's not your fault. But you're in the same context. We call it marriage. So the way you behave does influence, and vice versa. There's actually a dance going on already. It takes two to tango. You guys are tangoing. You just don't like the kind of tango that's going on, right? So what are you going to do about it? You're going to have to change something. Okay, something has to change, right? Or, you know, you could just wait until one day you're gone too. But just because you're gone doesn't really fix the real issue, because everywhere you go, there you are. You might just go and replicate the same thing. It might look different initially, kind of similar to Papoose and Clarissa. Clarissa is the new girl on the block, right? You might find a new boy, a new somebody who makes you feel good. They will make you feel good. You know why? Because they're new. It doesn't mean you shouldn't move on. I'm just pointing it out, let you know that, hey, you better know what you're doing when you do move on, right? So one day you're gone. I hope you see these comments. If you want to respond, please cover my handle. You're good, unless people go look for it themselves. You're good. I got you. I got you. Chidima, you still there? Oh, Chidima, you hung out with me. I know you're probably taking care of the babies, trying to catch your sleep and all that. This is not our regular time, so I don't know. When it comes to the timing of the show, I still gotta figure something out. Because I also do want to do some daytime shows, so I don't know. We'll figure it out though. But let's just keep dropping the content, because I know you guys have my back. And you guys appreciate it. She said, I love how unbiased you are. You are answering the woman who wrote in the same way you will respond if it was a man. That's why I don't understand those who say you pander to woman. Because they don't want to hear the truth. When people don't want to hear the truth, they say I'm pandering to the other side, right? Believe it or not, there are women that have come here and they couldn't stand it because they feel like all those single mother videos I've done, those have turned some people off because people don't like to hear the truth. I expect that precisely. I understand it. Okay, that's why they suffer long, man and woman alike, because they don't know how to face the truth. That's okay, because I also call out people that are truth tellers. Well, the issue here are self-accountability. Always self-accountability. You want to hold other people accountable, you have to know how to hold yourself accountable first. Self-awareness. Where are the opportunities for me to be better? Where are the opportunities for me to go to the next level? Those are the questions that winners ask themselves. Winners are not looking for people to hold themselves accountable. They're busy. They're too busy holding themselves accountable. And so because of that, they attract the best experiences because they're not really looking for anybody who is falling short. And that doesn't mean they're appeasing everybody else. They understand taking care of themselves first, always, mentally, emotionally, and of course, physically. Yes, physically, okay? They understand that that's the key to everything else. Everything is key. When you have the key, right, you can move effortlessly, okay? But when you don't have the key, you go just the power everywhere. You don't look for people to agree with you. You're looking for people to validate how you feel, and you call it, I'm just being logical, I'm just being blunt. Bluntini. Anyway, married but emotionally alone. A lot of people are going through this silently. It's a silent killer. On my show. Thank you, Chidima. I appreciate you. I appreciate Uncle Beno for stopping by. I appreciate Antonia for stopping by. And I appreciate everybody that will watch this later. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live, when we drop videos. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. We'll see you on the next one. I'll be right back.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.